Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Hammock Chats. Can we make that a thing? Today we are going to talk about how to get out of your comfort zone, and we're going to talk about some tips that I think a lot of people miss in the steps or process to getting out of your comfort zone. So let's dive on into that comfort zone, shall we? Alright, so probably first of all we need to start with what a comfort zone even is. So the basic way that I describe what a comfort zone is this. It is a repetition of thoughts fed by fear that builds you a beautiful little safety bubble. So your comfort zone is kind of like this little safety bubble that has been structured by evidence that if you leave this bubble, something scary might happen. And your comfort zone's not bad. We never want to shame or judge our comfort zones. It's just trying to protect you. It's just keeping you safe. And we all have fear. Breaking your comfort zone is just about bringing that awareness to, I'm ready to shift this story. I'm ready to move forward in what feels really good and empowering for me. So, tip number 1. Your comfort zone is built by thoughts. So your comfort zone only exists up here. If we created the thought, then we can shift the thought. So the first thing you need to do is recognize the thought and recognize what's the new thought you want to move into. Because the only way you'll get out of your comfort zone is if you decide to operate from a new thought, right? When we build that evidence, when we build that bubble around us that's keeping us safe, the more we repeat it, the more we begin to believe those things about ourselves. So we have to intentionally choose to shift into a new belief. So what is that new thought that you want to operate from? So say you're starting an online business and you're really scared, it's really out of your comfort zone to show up on video, because that used to be me. And hello, here I am showing up on videos weekly. So say you're really nervous about showing up on video. So the comfort zone is that I'm really scared to show up on video. And why is that? Challenge the thought. Why is that? Well, it's because I'm afraid I'll get judged. What if I mess up? What if I say something wrong? What if I act awkward and then people think it's weird? So what's the new thought? What's the new thought that I want to act from? The new thought that I want to act from is that I show up confidently in what I'm guided towards. I show up confidently when I show up for the mission that I have in my business. So that's the new thought I want to operate from. Now, obviously, it's easier said than done, and I can feel your eye rolls through the screen when you're like, well, if I could just operate from a new thought, then wouldn't I just be doing it? Well, that brings us to our second comfort zone breaking tip, and that is, yes, your comfort zone is built in your mind, and you begin the shifts in your mind. But if you only continue to stay in your mind, then you'll continue to fall back into your comfort zones, because our minds can talk ourselves out of anything. Even if we're living out our full passion, our full purpose, if we're living up here, eventually we'll hit another limit and we'll be able to talk ourselves out of doing the good stuff again. So the second thing is to begin to embody the feelings that you want. So we go from now living just up here in our mind to now embodying the full feelings that we want to have. And we can literally do this by tricking ourselves into stepping into a new belief. So take that new thought you want to have. So we'll stick with the one that we just created. I want to show up confidently and fully for the mission that I have. Okay, great. How does that person act? What does that person do? What does that person think? What does that person say? What would feel really empowering for you to step into that knowing? Movement is a powerful cultivator to feeling and acting in what you want. When we can literally shift out our energy, we can shift our entire state. This is why I love having a good dance party. If you're not following me on Instagram, you'll find me doing dance parties all the time. But I love doing these, one, because they're fun, but two, because they literally shift my energy out. So if I'm dancing around, I'm probably doing an energy shift. So I always do it before live trainings. I do it before live videos. I'm literally shifting my energy and shaking it into who I want to be. So what does that look like for you? How do you embody the energy that you want to show up with? Because if we're just sitting and we're just stuck in our mind and we're just saying, well, I want to be confident, I want to be confident, I want to be confident, our comfort zone's going to be like, good luck. Good luck with that. You have to literally move your body, get into the feeling of it, step into it, do a journaling rampage around what does this person show up like, what do they think, what do they do, how do they act, and what would allow me to shift that energy a little bit right here and right now. And finally, the third comfort zone breaking tip that I have for you today is to pay attention to the difference between your head and your heart. So we know our gut feeling, right? You know that gut feeling you have when something feels right or when something feels wrong. Well, a lot of times when we see quotes about breaking our comfort zone, we see just feel the fear and do it anyways. And yes, there's truth to this. We have to feel the fear and do it anyways. Our comfort zone, and it's a shift of a thought pattern that we've had for a long time. And so sometimes you are still actually, scratch that, all the time, you are still gonna feel scared. But when it's a comfort zone shift that's right for you, you're gonna feel scared and excited, probably in the same breath. So you can say, oh my God, I'm so excited that I'm finally gonna do this, and I'm finally gonna show up for what I've always wanted to show up for, and holy cow, I'm freaking nervous. Like, in the same sentence, you feel those two things. So yes, we feel the fear and do it anyways, and we pay attention to the difference between our head emotions and our heart emotions. We pay attention to when we feel fully aligned with something or when we're doing it simply because someone else is doing it. There's a difference between feeling the fear and doing it anyways versus feeling the fear, knowing it's not right for you, and then still doing it because it worked from someone else. Do you see the difference there? The second one feels a little bit icky to me, and it'll move you out of alignment and it'll create resistance. So what I truly mean by this is learn to tap into your intuition. It's one of the best comfort zone breaking tools that you have at your fingertips already. There's nothing to do or create. If you can tune into and align with knowing what feels right for you, you can create really powerful comfort zone shifts, because no comfort zone can stand against your full purpose and what you were meant to do. So learn to tap into your intuition, and you'll be able to work with those thoughts that are going on up here by aligning with what you truly want. So I hope you so enjoyed this comfort zone breaking video. Remember, your growth path in anything you're doing, so shifting out of your comfort zone, it's not a linear path. It's going to look like a scribble. And you have to intentionally choose that shift in everything you do. So keep choosing you, keep showing up for you, and whatever comes up, honor that. It's your experience and yours only. So if you love this video, let me know in the comments so that I can keep making more comfort zone breaking videos. And I will see you really soon. If you want to get instant notifications about my videos, so make sure you subscribe. I think it's over here, which is why I was doing this. If not, just subscribe wherever the button is. You're smart, I'm sure you can find it. I'll see you next time, sending you lots of love and gratitude for being here with me. See you soon.